Hi everyone, it's Amy Skye with Cincy Chic, here with Jackie Neville. She's the owner of Your Stylist, and she's amazing. She's worked with a lot of different women that I know, and ranging everything from stay-at-home moms, professionals, executives, and I've actually had you in for a closet audit of my own. So I thought we would do a Q&A, some frequently asked questions. I know I had a lot of these questions about what a stylist is, and you have in your mind what you think it is, but I wanted to dispel it because it's definitely different than what I had in mind. So we will start off with the first question. Aren't stylists for the elite and the wealthy and, like the celebs and, people like that?
Yeah, that's a common misconception actually. So people think stylists, they think celebrities, models, or ritzy people wearing, designer brands and all of that. That's not true. It's really so stylists are for anyone who wants to feel great, look even better, and if they're on a budget, fine, because I dress everyday women and I shop at stores that So no, it's not just for the ritzy, wealthy people, dripping in designer clothes, so that's false.
Absolutely, and I felt like you gave me ideas to use some of the clothes that I already know, so it's not like you're going to throw out everything and tell me to get all new.
Right.
You can be able to see, these are great pieces, or here's some ideas of how to wear these other things that you haven't worn in a long time, and then here's maybe some staple ideas to be able to bring in. So yeah. I really did like that about what you do.
Thank you.
And that actually leads to the next question. What about purchasing? Where you shop? Is it where the celebs shop and all the designer brands and the expensive stores?
Yes, that's the next misconception that goes along with that, because you have that perception of, that's not affordable, that's a luxury service, and it has to be all this like fancy stuff coming down the runway. I don't care what celebrities are wearing or what's coming down the runway. I care about you as a person and your lifestyle and your given budget, and I'm pretty much a master at creating the look for less. So if we can find that, we will get it. I've seen clients spend anywhere from $500 to $12,000. So it just depends on the person.
Absolutely. And again, you're able to incorporate a lot of the things that are already existing in your closet, giving you different ideas. And actually, we worked with you on a Look for Less fashion show one time, and she did an amazing job. Even some stores that I, had maybe heard of before, but I didn't know what those clothes look like, and oh my gosh, those were amazing.
Yeah, so a lot of people are surprised. It's stores that you might walk by all the time and don't realize there's some hidden affordable gems in there.
Right, and you worked in retail for a really long time, so you know when all the sales cycles are and when the best time to shop, so I think that that's really key too. I mean, you can end up saving money working through a stylist.
Exactly.
Because you know when to get the best deals.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next misconception to dispel, so styling, is it like the TV show What Not to Wear, where they make fun of you, they throw away all your clothes?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that because that's their relation to it, that's what they've seen in terms of styling, and while I do love Stacey London and appreciate the comparison, there are some similarities, but no, it's not the same thing. It's a very collaborative process. So when you and I were going through your closet, it was very much talking through each piece, like, does this fit you? Is this an item that makes you feel good? What else can you wear it with? So there's all these different assessments that go into it. And sometimes clients aren't ready to let anything go yet until they get the new items. But no, it's not like the TV show. I don't make any of my clients feel bad or embarrassed for their fashion choices. They're already coming to me for help as it is. So to point out things they're doing wrong right off the bat makes it more kind of a negative vibe for them. Because a lot of my clients starting out are apprehensive a little bit and maybe a little embarrassed. So there's just really, it's not necessary to do that. And that's TV, by the way. So,
yeah, absolutely.
A little different, yeah.
Well, I felt like it was a very respectful process because it was more of a conversation. We went through the different pieces. how often do you wear this, or when the last time you've
Yeah.
worn this? Why haven't you worn this in a long time? Oh, well, it's got this like thing here. It doesn't fit exactly right.
Yeah.
And you gave me some suggestions of like, this is a altar pile, and then this is a donate pile, and which, by the way, she donates the clothes to Dress for Success,
Yes.
and then gets you the receipt too. So
Yes.
that's something important to mention. And the last thing I want to dispel is personal styling the same as image consulting.
So some people do think that, but for me, it is not the same. So when you think of an image, you think of something that is strategically planned in terms of a look to get reactions or different perceptions of who you are by other people. So an image is based on what other people perceive of you or think of you as. Where what I do, personal styling, it's about the person and how they feel, and like I said before, getting to know her and her lifestyle. All of those things are very important. So there's a couple meetings before we even talk about clothes and kind of like redefining your style and what that style personality might be. So again, this is another collaborative process, and I definitely leave my own style out of it. So it's not like I'm gonna dress this person like me. It's not called my style and I'm gonna dress you how I
It's
look.
your stylist.
It's your
Yeah.
stylist. So for every person, it's customized and finding what works for them and what they feel good in. So it's really about how they feel. So you feel good, look even better, and I don't really talk about what others will think, because your confidence is going to radiate naturally when you're feeling and looking good, whereas an image may come off as insincere. So what I do is very genuine and sincere, and helping her become the best version of herself.
Absolutely. I can definitely attest to that. You learn about, what season someone's in, not just fashion season, really the personal season that you're in. What do you have coming down the pipeline? Who do you see yourself as, and what do we need to do to get you there? Because clothes and the way that you feel every day is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
And I know there's a lot of information on your website. Where can people go?
So the website is www.yourstylistjackie.com, and all of my services are listed there, and they are surprisingly affordable. And again, I do work with just about every budget.
Absolutely. We'll go to her website to learn more.